All right, hello wine drinking people. We're back with more of what I've had to drink yesterday. For those of you that could not make our Chateau Lafite Rothschild tasting back to 1959, there's only 8 of us here. We got a lot of wine to drink, and we usually do here at the Wine Watch. We only take 16 people at the most. I figure a bottle per person for any event that we do is a must. And we always start out with champagne, and of course we finish up with a little sweet wine. The Sauternes. 2005 from Suduiraut. Probably should have had Pauillac, but we didn't. I only had a half bottle and a magnum of that. That was a little bit not enough for 8 people and too much. You know what it is? Anyways, we had a great Chateau Lafite tasting, and some of the unlikely wines were the stars, and that's why we opened the bottles up here. We just got a few cases, a 71 and a 70 in, and some of the bottles didn't look so great, but the fills are good. That's the most important thing. When we see labels that are a little bit messed up, as long as the fill's good and we do open the bottles up and they taste good, that's the most important part, and that's why we do these tastings. Scientific work here at the Wine Watch. And the 1982 out of half bottle, man, I don't like half bottles for a reason. This wine didn't get 1 vote for first or second place. 82 is a rock star vintage, and you know, I always say check, double check. We tasted this wine on the second day. That morning it was still fantastic. So this wine should have got some votes. I think it was a rock star wine, most excellent juice, classic Lafitte, had that lovely oriental spice, a little hint of leather, that red currant berry fruit, a little smoke there. Still some sweetness here and excellent concentration, even for a half bottle. This is a Lafitte for the ages. Should have been a candidate for wine of the night. 82 Margaux, unfortunately, we didn't get a great bottle of that. A little bit of reduction on the nose and less than perfect bottle. No votes for first or second on that either. 71 Lafitte, this wine is so light in color, but I'll tell you what, it has got so much nuance and spice. It's really light, but just kept going on, getting better and better as the night went on. It came in second place. Who would have thought the 71 vintage, the 70 would have been a better candidate to me for second place. 70 considered one of the best vintages in that decade. Well, this wine is a bit fresher to me than the 71. Had a little more color, that classic Asian spice, lovely red berry fruit, the smoky quality. The 71 just seemed to have more nuance, even though it was light in color. Well, my likely candidate for wine of the night is 1990, one of my favorite vintages, and it was, that's right. This wine is a rock star, still lots of fruit here. I like my wine on the younger side, where you have a good concentration of fruit. It had all that exotic spice that the older wines had. Big, lots of everything, and you could keep this wine another 20 years. But for my taste, drinking at its peak right now, the 64, kind of past its peak, but still a nice bottle of wine. Had a hint of red berry fruit left, of dry leaves, and classic oriental spice. And some people really like this wine. I thought it was excellent for an old wine. Unfortunately, the 64 Carruades corked. 2 so far bad wines out of 10 this evening, and I don't like those odds. Going on the 59 Lafitte, it was a little bit low in the fill, maybe down to here, but I've had great bottles that were down that far. This one didn't have a great nose. It still had a really dark color, and I'll tell you what, it was beautiful with the food, man. You put this wine, after you drank it, it had a nice amount of fruit left on the palate, just the nose, which is so much of the enjoyment of drinking wine, just not there. Not the rock star the 59 should have been. The 85 Lafitte's classic Lafitte, 85 drinking at its peak, kind of plateauing the last decade. This wine, you should drink them up now. I think the 85s, if you got them in your cellar, still has some nice fruit and really silky smooth. That lovely classic oriental spice, lovely freshness, lovely balance in these 85s. The 59 Margaux, before the Mezzalopoulos family bought this property in 1978, it was in decline. And this wine should have been great, but a little bit light and definitely on its way down. I would drink the rest of your 59 Margaux if you got it. There's no point in keeping it any longer. Or better yet, sell it. You can still get a lot of money for these 59s. A very highly rated vintage in the annals of history. That's what I had to drink at the Chateau Lafite Rothschild tasting. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.